Okay, I was about to be right back, but I'm gonna unmute my mic just on purpose to welcome all the Raiders. Raiders, thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome, welcome. Yura, hello, hello. Hope your stream was good. Liz, hi. Hi, everybody. Hi. Sorry, I'll be starting soon. I just need to go get something really quick. But thank you so much for the raid, Yura. I hope you had a wonderful afternoon. I'll be right back. Alright, hello my friends, how are you all doing? This is very pog, you're very pog. Dennis, hi. How are you all? Hello, hello. So welcome everybody, welcome Raiders, thank you so much for coming. Hello Eric, how are you? Tim, look at you with the check mark. You flexing on all of us peasants like myself. Damn, you looking cute AF right now? Please. You're a cutie. 7 months though, thank you so much for the tier 1 team. Tim Keyless. Thank you, thank you. What do you mean? Ah, come on. What check mark? What's that board? Exclamation keyboard for that board. Anyway, hi everybody. Wow, I've never started with so many viewers all at once. This is overwhelming. I'm gonna say hi to everyone as usual. Grizzly, BDO5, hello, Chillgam, One Drunkman, Tornado. Happy Mother's Day to all the amazing mothers out there. I hope y'all, if you do celebrate Mother's Day, had a great time with them, and that you had the opportunity to tell them that you appreciate them and that you love them. Hopefully you share that kind of relationship with your mother. But I want to congratulate all the amazing women, all the amazing mothers out there who have given so much for their children and who are always so great. Pork, hello. Let's see. Shinzu, hello. Suomi. Mount Bench. Oxy, goodbye. Liz, Yura, Risky Business, and everybody else. Sean, what's up? How are you? Everglide Tourmaline Blue V 2.5? Assuming pretty similar to Water King V3. Yeah, so let me show you. The Switch actually looks like... I guess I'll just take off this thingy over here. Oh, it's kind of hard to tell on this in this case, but basically it's a light... It's like a light green, sort of like a little tealish color. But that's sort of the color of the Switch. It's not completely clear. It's actually just kind of like teal-ish tinted. So that's what it is. Is that a PC Nunu? It is. This color is so pretty. Yeah. This is such a nice color for the polycarb. All right. Sean, how are you doing right now? Really need you to de-stress. Had a tough weekend. Sean, well, we are here all together to de-stress because I'll be honest, I've had a pretty rough week. I guess emotionally, I've just had a lot going on in my mind. And yeah, so I've been keyboards have been a good way to de-stress for me, to take my attention away from all that kind of stuff. But I've been doing well, at least now. I think I'm doing much better now. But yeah, for a bit I was kind of having a bit of a hard time with some personal stuff, specifically related to some friends of mine. I'm kind of parting ways. With a bunch of friends because of I just don't relate to them as much anymore, and yeah, it's been kind of rough. Going to go out to dinner with my mom now. Just wanted to stop by and say hi before I lurk. Dennis, thank you so much. I hope you have a great dinner with your mom. Exiled, hey. People come and go. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. In the end, it's yeah, I was in the position where I kind of felt like I guess I wasn't appreciated so much, and I kind of was always, almost kind of felt like I was seeking for validation and kind of chasing after something, and almost like a bit of a participation award. And I guess ultimately that didn't jive too well with me after some more recent things, and so I kind of decided that I will distance myself from it. Camping on Nunu when. Gotta look out for what's best for oneself, indeed. Nearly identical situation for me. Feeling distance growing between me and my friends is not fun. Yeah, it's never fun. But I do think that it's good to be aware of it sooner than later, because later you can feel like you are being manipulated emotionally, or that you're feeling a bit of guilt leaving that, and so I do think it's very important to first start with the awareness and then work through those emotions slowly. Yeah. It's just necessary to Marie Kondo the people in your life. I guess that's true. Risky business. Where did I get the USB-C cable? So this cable actually was made by a community member. I'm not gonna name them just because I know that they're not necessarily doing cables for anybody. They just made this cable for me and there's a few others who also got cables. But yeah, this was a community member. The connector is basically like a pseudo or fake limo, essentially. Like, it's not a limo. It's actually very different looking from a limo, but it's like the same kind of like profile or like shape. So if you look for connectors similar to this with 4 or 5 pins at least, you should be able to get something like this done. Cable maker should be able to use pretty much any connector as long as they have the right amount of wires, and if they're accessible, of course. Good on you for confronting the dynamic. A lot of time friendships just fizzle out if they don't work. Yeah. It became a confrontation because of something that kind of like sprung up. Basically, people sort of moving on in their like friendships and relationships, and so it came to a point where there was information that was kind of held back from me by accident though, and so but ultimately it caused damage, and it kind of made me think back a bit on those friendships. So that's kind of where it started for me. Friends don't have to match your effort, but they have to put effort in. Yeah. I guess for me, the dynamic was where I felt like I was putting effort in, but I never felt like... No, it's not never, but I didn't often feel like there was enough of the reciprocated action. I think so. That's the part that where I was like, okay, I think there is a bit of an imbalance here, and have to move from that. Do you love us, Diego? Of course I do. I love my chat. I love my viewers. I appreciate you all. I think there's a lot of really amazing people in here who have always been super supportive and consistent, and it's always appreciated to see y'all familiar names and familiar faces here. Some of you I know in person, or I know you like from, you know, interacting outside of just Twitch, and some of you I mostly just see here, but I do appreciate you all a ton. Yeah. Let's see, right now just not as loved with my current relationship. Not sure if I need to part ways or figure something out. I think communication is key, Sean. Communication is the best part of any relationship, or at least it should be the best part of any relationship, being able to speak up and being able to come to terms. I think that's the more important part, right? Like, I don't believe in meeting people that are the right fit. I don't really believe in this like lock and key sort of fit in between people. I personally think that you have to make it match by communicating. You just have to communicate. Yeah. How's your weekend going? My weekend's going okay. Kupo, hello. Good morning, Ozzy. How are you? Shinberg, good evening. Hope you had a good day. Thank you so much. I slept in for the most part. I didn't do much work today. Sandra, thank you so much though for tier 1. Thank you. Do you see the Monarchy X TGR leak? I did not see any leaks, so I didn't see any pictures. I only know, I only saw the teaser on Instagram. That's about it. Lightning keywords is a huge inspiration to me, please. Is that a blue Maja? It's not. It's a Nunu FE. Basically, it's it was run, I suppose, privately. Kind of like a friends and family edition of a Nunu. It's tinted polycarbonate essentially. Yeah. Tried talking, kind of just led nowhere. I see. Do you think giving it some time might help instead of parting ways with it right away? Sometimes absence makes the heart grow fonder, and maybe not focusing too much when you're feeling very stressed and anxious about it might be helpful. But yeah. Oops. Agreed. Communication goes a long way. Yeah. Hope to meet you someday whenever there are keyboard meetups in New York City. Well, we can meet up without keyboards. I meet some people without I meet a lot of people without keyboards too. Like, I mean, like in keyboards who, and we don't necessarily talk about keyboards all the time. So we can always meet up for like a coffee or like, you know, drinks, food, whatever. I'm always down to explore the city too, and so there's a lot of stuff I wanna check out in the city that I haven't been able to because just haven't had the time or the money, for example. But yeah. This is what it is. Sucks to suck. That's not a great response, Sean. I really appreciate your work ethic, morals, etc. Dutch Master, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. What do you think about the Nunu versus Tengu? So I haven't tried the Tengu, so I can't say much about the Tengu. The Nunu type's like a top-mount Alice board normally does, and because I actually have an Alice, like a TGR Alice that has a polycarb plate as well, and pretty much types the same. One thing about the Nunu that's pretty noticeable when I'm typing on it is, like right away, is that the front part is super low. So like my wrists are super low relative to the surface of the desk. Like that's one thing I noticed compared to like my Alice, which I can bring out actually to show you. But the Tengu I don't know because Tengu is supposed to be gasket mounted, so I'm not sure about the feel. I personally really like what I really like about the Tengu is the back part. It has that like, or was it the front or the back? I don't know. It has that like curved area, like where like the design itself, like the case itself has this like curved area. I think that looks super neat. And the Tengu also is like more pointed, I believe, at the intersection or like in between the two parts, the two halves. Yeah, so here's the Alice. So the Alice is noticeably taller. Like it's way taller compared to a Nunu. So like if you look at the Nunu, like, you know, it's there, right? The Alice though, it's almost like 1.1 or 1.2 times thicker. It's like noticeably thicker. So yeah, you can tell that when you're typing on it, and the angle is more like it's steeper on the Alice compared to a Nunu. So it's definitely different. Yeah. And also, well, you know, this is an aluminum case, this is a polycarb case, but the way they type, like the way they feel when you type on them is pretty much identical because it's both, they use the same mounting system, top mount, and they both have polycarb plates in this case. So I like them both for different reasons. Like I think the aesthetic is what I like about the Alice. Yeah. Wrath of Volk, you're in New York City. I'm in Manhattan. I live close to like in the Washington Heights area, so like pretty far up. Yeah. But I go downtown often, so it's like I'm kind of everywhere in town. Down for coffee in the city with Diego? I'll be down. Just I guess if you're willing to do something like that, you should let me know. Just need to get my mind off it, I guess. Yeah, give it some time, Sean. I think give your situation a little bit of time. Maybe they will reconsider things, but I think, or maybe you will be able to bring up a conversation that might be more thought eliciting instead of something that feels confrontational. I think that's what it is. Instead of confronting, you might want to bring insight into it, and that just might require a bit more time, Sean. But yeah. I want the Bear 65 so badly. I haven't seen one in person, but it does look pretty nice. Is it safe to open and lube clacky? You mean clicky switches like Halo Bronze? You can open them, yes. You can lube them. One thing is to be careful at lubing the click jacket of any clicky switch, because you can dampen the click, which means that you'll kill the click. So always be careful. Same with the front leg part of the stem. If you lube too much of that, you can also kill the tactility of it. So for any tactile or clicky switch, always be mindful of how much lube you're applying to the different places. I personally don't like applying lube at all to any tactile switch at the front legs. Because I like to preserve the tactility exactly how it's supposed to be. What do you think of a Polaris for $600? I bought a Polaris for $600 back in the day, so I used my Polaris pretty often, pretty well, and then eventually sold it because I just have other boards too. But I personally really enjoyed the Polaris personally, but that's just me. Yeah. All right, let's get to this build. Oh shit, another constant. You hear one of my tests showing how much fuller the board sounds with tape over the flex cuts. You've mentioned it last time. Taping the back of a PCB even without the cuts makes a huge difference. I mean, I'm sure it's like about the sound, right? Also heard potential being stressed out with finals. Hard to really pinpoint. Okay, Sean, I do have advice for you then. If they're overwhelmed with outside factors, give it time. Definitely give it time. The more you confront it, it's gonna worsen the situation because you're adding on the pile. So definitely give it some time there. If there are outside factors involved, such as stressors like finals, like any like big anxiety inducing stuff like that, is definitely going to contribute, and you're like, by confronting it, you're only like making it worse, quote unquote. And so it just is not the right time, basically, and so I would give that time. 600 USD Polaris seems outrageous to me. Yeah, back when I bought a Polaris, it wasn't outrageous, so that's why I got it. But I know that nowadays, because there's so many Polaris out there, like specifically like after the extra sales from KBD fans and whatnot, there is just a large number of Polaris out there. You know, people have kind of settled on a lower price, which is good. It's a good thing. But I like the Polaris a lot as a board. And the AK, is that Shoko on your board? Yes, it is. It is. It is GMK Shoko. It's the round 1 version of Shoko. Alright, let's get this out of the case. We have a gray Constellation this time. I believe I built a silver one before. And I built a navy one before, actually. So this is actually the other color I haven't built, I think, which is nice. So let's get to it. Looks like the plate was put in upside down, or yeah, upside down. Just funny. So let's put the legs on, the feet. Hey, Spliffo Mode, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub, my friend. Thank you so much. Alright, let me open up. I need to look at my requests and my activity. I'm not keeping up with everything in chat, so I apologize for that. Trying to keep up. Okay, I decided to stream on a whim today, actually, because I was not planning on it until I realized that I wanted to get some of this stuff done beforehand. We'll take your words to heart, Diego. I appreciate it always, brother. No worries, Sean. Take it easy for now, you know. I definitely do think that if she's in a stressful situation, and so are you, it's only gonna escalate the way you feel. The way you both feel. So give it some time. I think giving things a second chance. I mean, I think some things do deserve a second chance, and this might be one of them. Communication is key, and everyone always appreciates it when someone can be mature about it and communicate. You know, once you're like on a more grounded and level-headed mood. So, Diego, do you order your CRP sets yet? No, I tend to not enter group buys on the first day or few. I actually normally enter group buys on the last day or on the last week almost all the time. So if anything, I'll probably order them at the end of this month. Yeah, I have more or less figured out what I wanted, but I'm not gonna order until later. I normally tend to do all my orders closer to the end of the group buys. I hate that people are flipping Karas and people are buying them. Yeah, I'm actually surprised that people are buying the Karas for the flipper price. I'm actually kind of surprised that people are eating it up. I actually didn't expect that. I actually thought that people were just gonna kind of wait like the NK65 or like other boards where like it's injection molded and you can mass produce them. I'm actually surprised. Let's see. Sorry, catching up. There are more details on the Novelties meetup. That's probably because it's too soon for us to have details. I mean, we still have COVID cases and stuff, you know. Think of going to very light loop like Krytox 2 with 3, for the viscosity of 2 to 5. Okay, cool. What are your thoughts on the K? I was thinking of getting one with an alu half plane and Vince. Split mode, I like the K a lot. I personally enjoy the sound and typing feel of a K as a board. So personally, I like the alu half plane, the Vince. All that option, that sounds great to me. I personally would jump on it if it's something that you can afford, for sure, and if it's something you've been wanting to try. I think the aesthetic on it is pretty nice too, so I don't know. It all depends on how you feel about it. But I personally like the board. I mean, I own one, so. No worries, Sean. You don't need to throw bits my way. Thanks for the 5 bits, though. I'm excited for Elaine's Kohaku 65. I am very excited about Elaine's Kohaku 65 as well. I was considering commission for a board in the future if I actually win the raffle. I'm in New York City too. Would that save me money in terms of shipping and etc.? Sounds good, Eric. I mean, if you're in New York City, I don't know where you are exactly in New York, but we can always meet locally. I tend to ask people to come up if possible to drop things off, because I mean, even if I went down to meet people, like I still have to bring it back up, so it's always a bit of work. But yeah. How much do you think I could get Polaris on Meg Market for? I think they've been going for like 500 recently. Mr. Koopa, why do you like waiting? Just curious. You mean for group buys? Because that way, if I decide that I'm gonna do anything differently, I can do it differently, and I don't need to. I'm not obligated to commit right away for group buys, so that's why. Otherwise, this hasn't fully come off yet. But basically, it's because I can also make sure by the end of the group buy that I have the money to spare to buy it. I don't enter group buys right away because I know that situations can change from week to week or whatever, so I just take my time to decide. Alright, this is the brass plate. We're just gonna take it out of the way, but here it is. Pretty heavy brass weight. I mean, no, brass plate, my bad. Brass plate. Yeah. Are you buying from Drop or Syrup? Probably Syrup Labs, because they have free shipping and they don't charge taxes. And New York taxes are not pretty. They're like almost, it's 8.85% for New York City, New York state tax. So I personally don't like paying 8.85% on my purchases. It's not like I actually always end up paying money to the IRS on tax return season. So I would rather not pay taxes. I would rather not be paying taxes. Nice Nunu colored polycarb is gorgeous. Yes, it is. I do agree. That's the main reason I got it. So. For those who haven't seen what the AEBoards Constellation looks like, there's a reversible top where you can also put gaskets. And the bottom piece is basically 2 accent pieces and the bottom with the brass weight. These accent pieces can be made out of pretty much any material, aluminum, plastic, brass, you know. And the brass weight's quite large, as you can see. The Constellation's unique in the sense that it allows for sandwich mount, it allows for gasket mount, and it allows for O-ring mount as well. So it allows quite a few options. With top mount too, actually, right? Top mount too, I think. So yeah, it allows for a lot of different options, and it's great. It's fantastic that it has all these options for experimentation. Pretty nice board. I saw one on Mech Market for $430. Overwhelmed by the choice of CRP kits. Yeah, CRP. There's quite a lot of kits for sure. I got a CD stock K for 480 Australian dollars. Oh, that's a good deal. Sorry, catching up. Let's see, mouse community, blah blah blah. Can't wait for New York City meetups. That'll be nice. Hey, Ryotar, hello. Eric, I'm down. I just can't do soldering. That's probably the thing in my head. Certainly can bring it up to you. I'm in Lower East Side. Oh, Lower East Side's far from me, but we can meet halfway maybe. If I come down to like K-Town or something, maybe we can meet around there. Let's see. Bit bummed out my switches. We're supposed to come this weekend. Guess I'm not building my keyboard this weekend. Oh, I'm sorry, chill game. Thoughts on Peak Design PLX? I have no thoughts because I haven't seen it. Is there a link for it? I'm not sure. I'm not even sure what it is at all. Let's see. Sir Labs shipping is $5 if you don't hit the 125 mark. I'm definitely hitting the $125 mark. What's the difference between CRP and stuff like PBT or GMK? So okay, let me explain CRP really quickly before we kind of continue this. CRP. Okay, so CRP is thick cherry profile PBT keycaps. CRP stands for Classic Reissue Profile. The way it worked was Hammerworks. Okay, so let me explain. Hammerworks, they're a group, or a team in China. All right. They particularly specialize in like plastic related stuff, but they specifically have made their names for making boards, and they do a lot of things, right? But for CRP in particular, what's notable is that they do excellent dye sublimated legends. And so back in the day, in early days of Geekhack, or earlier years of Geekhack rather, between maybe like 2014 and 2017, let's say, or 2014 and 2016 rather, they did 3 rounds of these group buys called BSP keycap group buys. BSP was actually is actually the name of a company that made cherry profile PBT keycaps. They actually had they actually had the PBT making equipment, PBT molds from Cherry Corp, so the original company that developed cherry profile. So they had the molds for the PBT caps for those. However, they were not able to make any long PBT keys. So like for example, they never made space bars. They always would ship with ABS or GMK space bars for those BSP caps. So anyway, those 3 rounds had various sets. They have like Cyrillic, they had like Hebrew, they had like Peacock, right? All these different sets, right, that you've seen. They're actually reruns of these older group buys. But all of these designs are inspired from, or actually they're basically almost like direct copies from actual Cherry Corp keyboards, vintage keyboards. So there are like old Cherry Corp keyboards that had these PBT keycaps, Cherry profile keycaps made by Cherry, die sublimated by Cherry, that look just like the way they do like on Peacock, Tulip, etc. Right? And so that's what Hammerworks was doing. They basically would buy these BSP blanks, and they would die sublimate, on top of them. So that's kind of how they made their name in the community. They ran 3 different group buys like that on Geekhack for a while, and then when they ran the 4th group buy, it was called BSP Round 4, right? Of course. BSP basically told them to fuck off. Essentially, they ran BSP Round 4 through drop, and I mean, Hammerworks ran BSP Round 4 through drop, and BSP basically told them to fuck off, and they were like, we're not gonna make blanks for you guys anymore. So sorry. So instead of refunding everyone and abandoning the group buy, what Hammerworks did was they decided to make their own cherry profile keycaps based on their experience and based on what they had previously seen from cherry profile stuff. So they pretty much reverse engineered all that stuff and made their own cherry profile PBT keycaps. So every group buy that has been named Hammerworks CRP is done from start to finish by Hammerworks. They make the keycaps, they die sublimate the keycaps, they QC, they package, and they ship to the different proxies. So that's how Hammerworks CRP came up. But it's essentially thick PBT keycaps, lauded because of the sub-legend quality, because the sub-legends are sharp and good, and also because in the case of CRP, they have made continual improvements in the quality of the keycaps themselves. Like for example, the longer keys did not suffer from the warpage that BSP keys used to have. So basically, it's kind of like it's almost like like an homage and at the same time an improvement over original cherry PBT keycaps, which is awesome. Anyway, all right. So that's all I have. Sorry. Oh, yo, Bueno, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you, Bueno, for the Ferrari. Awesome. Sorry, I like went on a rant here. So yeah, BSP no longer exists as a company. They rebranded to a company, or they got acquired, I suppose, to a company called Logic Keyboard, and they do not make keycaps anymore. They make like OEM stuff for their specific like clientele. They have a very specific niche market in like technology stuff, and kind of like Cherry has kind of changed directions in the same way. They do more than just like what they used to do before. So that's why they don't really make keycaps. What happened to that molding equipment, nobody knows, and it's probably impossible to claim it or somehow. We don't know anything about that. Maybe they just threw it out, who knows. But MOQs were always high with them anyway, and they're expensive. So back when BSP keycaps were run, they were like $150 and only had TKL compatibility. Did any of your CRP kits ever have a slightly short stem that the cap hit the switches? Have had this issue with a few PVT die subs, especially the alphas. Slightly short stem that the caps hit the switches? I'm not sure, no. Sorry, Bueno, hi, how are you, buddy? Every time I watch your stream, I learn a lot of stuff. Big thanks, my guy. No worries, no worries. Is drop the only place you can get them? No, right now the CRP round 4 group buy is being run through Daily Clack in Australia. In North America, there's Drop and Syrup Labs that are in Canada, but they also ship to United States, so you can buy it from there. I don't know what the other proxies are, like Europe and Southeast Asia, for example. I'm not too sure, but yeah. And in China, they already ran through Taobao, directly through Hammerworks. Originative still has this one set of BSP die subs in stock for a while, green on beige. Yeah, so Hammer, I'm not sure if Hammer did the die sub on the BSP like sets, the ANSI sets with the green on beige, red on beige, blue on beige, and black on beige. I don't know if they did that, but those were through Originative exclusively, if I recall. So only Originative has a stock of that. Do you enjoy living in New York City? I love New York City. I love New York City. There's always something to do. Every neighborhood's a different vibe. As long as you're comfortable with where you live in New York City is great, because you can always find yourself a new place for yourself. Like if you don't vibe in your neighborhood, you can go somewhere else and hang out there, and that kind of stuff. Like every neighborhood in New York has its own vibe. You know, people kind of have this image of New York City being this dirty, crowded, and well, which is true. It is dirty and crowded in places, and like loud and whatnot. But it's not not everywhere is like that. You can always find your own little like place. So yeah. Do you own any BSP? I do own. I have some BSP. I have some BSP. I just don't. I have some BSP blanks actually, and then I used to have BSP Red Cyrillic and BSP Peacock, but I sold those after I got CRP. What's my favorite kitting? You mean for CRP round 4? Well, one of my favorite things that CRP has, like Hammer has made for CRP, has been Arabic. One of my favorite sets. Peacock is amazing too. Hex keepers for Southeast, I see. Southeast Asia. Have you been to Brownsville in Brooklyn? No, I haven't. Nope. It's a nice place. I have not. Sorry, reading back. Is there a reason why CRP only, for the most, does only beige? Kobe, because they mostly do beige because the whole idea is to remake beige sets. The whole purpose of Hammerworks doing CRP is to it's an homage to these classic cherry sets that are hard to get, hard to find, and have limited compatibility. So the whole point of Hammerworks doing CRP is to recreate these old sets with extended compatibility, with high quality die subs, and high quality PBT keycaps. So it's basically recreating what was once a relic of the past. It's called classic reissue profile, like reissue, right? For that reason. But yeah, I don't go to Brooklyn too often because it's like an hour away from me. So yeah. Okay. All right, let's get started. Sorry, I'm like behind because I like get distracted. Actually, let's use cherry. Okay. Sirens and horns never stop, but it's an amazing city to visit. I can never live in New York City, it's so noisy. It's true that there's a lot of sirens and all that stuff, yeah. I don't disagree with that. But at the same time, you can tune them out. I personally don't think it's that bad. That's just me though. There's a beefy beige with black legend set run at 1.03 original that has a numpad. Not sure. Is New York City worth the price? For me it is, but that's up to you. I personally love New York City, even if it's pricey. I understand that unfortunately, by living in New York City, I am basically giving up on the possibility to like settle and like buy a house and all that kind of stuff, but I still like it here. I mean, at least right now when I'm like, you know, I'm in my late 20s, so I personally don't mind it. Maybe I'll change my mind about that later as I start looking into settling somewhere and whatnot. So, yeah. Alright. Do you know why Xerox runs in white this time? Probably out of logistics. It's easier for them to do that way. It's probably out of having too many SKUs. Alright. I'm missing all this talk. Is there timing on the Kohaku build? No, there's no timing just yet. No. It'll be sent to me, and I'll be announcing more details later about Kohaku. I don't think I could ever leave New York City. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know what it's gonna be like if I decide to leave New York City. I think the only place I'll leave is towards the West Coast because that's where my brothers live. My brothers live in the West Coast. So if anything, that's where I would settle, or that's where I would go if I were to, you know, move from here. Wait, no. Well, actually, yeah. Move to New Jersey so you can visit New York City? Oh. Is there a reason you're in New York City? How much do you think you have to make to live comfortably? Good question. You do have to make quite a bit of money, I suppose. I actually don't make much money. I'm a grad student though, so that's why I live in New York City. So in a way, I pretty much live like a paycheck to paycheck, essentially, because it's not like grad students' stipends are big. They're not. So, yeah. But I'm still happy with it. Even though I don't have that much money, I'm happy living in New York City even with the little I have. I think that's the attractive part for me of living in a city. It's like I can still make something out of the little I have. I don't need to have a house. I don't need to have like nice, you know, amenities and stuff. I personally don't need it. I mean, I live on my own. I mean, well, I live with roommates too, but my roommates are actually super chill, so I personally don't mind. But I know some people can't do that, or they're like too used to living alone, or they need a bigger house or whatever. But I'm personally okay with that. Yeah. I'm kind of used to it too. I've been renting my entire life, including when I was growing up, and so like it kind of like I've never imagined myself owning property. I can't imagine it because like my family hasn't, and like we just don't. So when you kind of grow up like without much, you kind of never imagine yourself with a lot, and I'm kind of okay that way. I guess ignorance is bliss. I want to live in Japan if I could work freelance. Ooh, that would be nice. Japan's expensive to live in too, though. Super expensive, actually. Well, it depends on where you are. I guess if you're like a bit more rural, maybe it's better. But in the cities or like in the big urban areas, it definitely is expensive. In Japan. Pal Park. Korean food is top? For sure. I don't go to like Jersey often either though. Yo, Obsidian, what's up, buddy? Renting feels wrong to me. I need to own? You need to own? Nah, I don't feel that way. I don't feel strongly that way at all. I mean, if that's how you feel, that's, you know, good for you. I don't need to own. I don't care. I've been renting my entire life. My parents have been renting their entire lives pretty much, so it's like whatever. I don't care. You can sell it and get all your equity back. I mean, that's true. Again, I'm also not like super financially illiterate, so maybe there's that. I would get a little overwhelmed by it if I like had a lot of money to work with and figuring out what I wanted to do with it. I'm okay with a smaller space, but I need my private space. Oh, for sure. Yeah, that I do value. If you want to live in Philly, then the Camden area in New York, and the Camden area in New Jersey is okay. Camden is a somewhat booky place. Yeah, property prices always go up. No, I mean I get it. I get it if you're into like that kind of stuff. But yeah, I personally don't feel a strong need to own. Maybe in the future I will, but probably not in New York City though. While I'm in New York City, I'll probably always rent. And then if I decide to live somewhere else, maybe that's when I will look into owning. But yeah, it's not in the books, at least for the next decade for me probably. Just based on where I am in life. Like, I'm not anywhere close to finishing grad school. I'm not anywhere close to moving out. I'm not anywhere close to making a decent salary. So my life will start pretty late, so to speak. My career is starting pretty late. So I personally don't have to worry about it right now. Goddamn, where can I get that amount of lube? You can buy it in bulk. It's definitely just gonna cost you like a few $100s though. Just FYI. I pretty much just bought like a whole tub. So yeah. Where'd you get the cable connected to your blue keyboard? I got it from a friend of mine, so it's not through a vendor. Like, I got it from like a community member that I know. But yeah, so unfortunately it's not something that you can just like go and buy right now. Or like ask, because I'm not sure, and I don't think they solicit any kind of PMs like that, so yeah. People have been asking though. But yeah, I've gotten my lube from SwitchMod and from Wano Keywords. Keyword enthusiasts are not financially illiterate. I'm so shocked. I wish I could own. Christ in that set of prices. Yeah. Your room seems pretty spacious for a New York City apartment. I live in the box here in the Lower East Side. How much do you pay if you don't mind answering for rent? Yeah, sure, Eric. I live in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Although one of the baths is attached to the master bedroom, which one of my roommate pays for. So they pay for a larger chunk of the rent. But basically, I pay around like, let me think. I pay around like maybe like, let's see, rent is like 13, and then I pay utilities and whatnot. So maybe I'm paying like 14.50 every month. And also, then again, you're living in the Lower East Side, Eric. So I live all the way up in Washington Heights, which is way better when it comes to layouts, when it comes to property prices, and like just in general. Also, like here, for example, like my landlord values long-term tenants. We've been living here for like 4 years now, 3 years. And we signed for another year or two. So yeah. What do you go to grad school for? I do engineering. I do biomedical engineering. Japan seems like a nice place to visit and live, but not a nice place to work. I could see that. I could see what Drew has just said about that. Yeah. Could you give an approximate rent price per square foot? No, I'm not sure. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about real estate, or like specifically to my apartment. I'm not very sure right now. I don't have the calculations off the top of my head. Dude, you want good tenants that are long term? Well, the thing is this, Raid Stream. My building has families that have been here for over 40, 50 years. So, like, there's a lot of older people in my apartment. Is that $1,450 total or for your portion of the rent? For my portion of the rent, yeah. So, total for the entire 3-bedroom, 2-bath, we're probably paying like somewhere over $4,000. That's normal New York though. Like, it's actually cheap on the New York side of things. 4K for a 3-bed is actually pretty normal. It's actually on the cheaper side of things in New York City. I mean, specifically though, like, we also have a really nice living area. Like, our living area is pretty huge. So there's a lot of conveniences for us. Like, basically when you go to neighborhoods that are less costly to live in, the way you get your benefits is through like the layouts of the apartments. Like, the apartments are more like nice and rectangular instead of having like weird kings and turns here and there. And also the like management tends to be a bit nicer for the buildings. But the housing market in New York is actually pretty savage as always. So, like, for example, let me just explain like a situation in New York. If you're looking to move into a new apartment in New York and you're looking, right, like you're going through a broker and whatnot, right? The day you go see an apartment is the day you need to sign if you like it. So, like, if you scheduled a time to see that apartment and you liked it, you have to sign the same day. If you don't, it'll probably be taken by that night. That's how the housing market here is in general. So overall, a lot of people will just schedule. So here you just schedule a full day of visiting apartments in different parts of the neighborhood you want to live in, and at the end of the day, you just decide. That's kind of how apartment hunting here goes. You just schedule everything in one day and then you decide. Micro apartments are super tiny. I definitely have the very good end of that deal. Yeah. But yeah, so Big Chili, actually what they are saying is correct. Like, a decent 1-bedroom is like, yeah, it's like can be anywhere as cheap and tiny for like a studio, like in like the 2 to 3K, and then like a proper 1-bedroom can be like 3-4K in New York. It's just not. It's just the way it is here. That's what we did when we moved to New York City from Chicago. Yeah. I think anyone who lives or has lived in New York City knows exactly what I'm talking about, or who has friends who have told them about it. Last year had a lot of deals. I mean, this year a lot of prices went down because of COVID. So for example, my rent is definitely going down a bit this lease. So we just resigned and it definitely went down a bit. So I'll be paying a little under what I quoted earlier. But you know, it's not a huge difference, but it's some savings. It's savings that for me can go into like upgrades, like utility upgrades or like small things like that, or like, you know, furniture, appliances, yeah, that kind of stuff. You guys get paid monthly? You mean for being from my program? I get paid as a regular employee, so I get paid bi-weekly. I know that some schools manage their school stipends differently and they pay like bigger paychecks in one lump sum or in several lump sums during the year. So it depends. But in my case, I am technically a worker for the university, so I get paid in a regular wage, in a regular payroll schedule, which is bi-weekly. Hope that rent stays the same by the summertime. I'm not holding my breath. Yeah, I wouldn't hold my breath for that though. We get paid weekly or fortnightly in New Zealand, and rent gets paid weekly. Oh, rent gets paid weekly. Oh no, we pay rent monthly, and utilities are also monthly. We pay everything monthly for bills. So for example, that's another reason why I don't enter group buys right away, because I never anticipate any changes, but I have had occasions where I've had unexpected expenses, like health expenses or other stuff that I've had to, like, you know, fork out for. And when it comes to group buys and stuff, because it's upfront money, I always make sure that it's fully budgeted aside. And also, there's no rush. It's not like I want my order first or whatever. It doesn't even matter, to be honest, whether you enter your group buy order first or like at the end of the month. It makes zero difference. So I personally don't care for it. Hearing all this, I've now decided that I'll never live in the United States. That's because you're hearing it from like people in New York specifically. SF is actually worse, I think. I think Bay Area is probably worse in rent and real estate than New York. And I'm hearing that Canada is getting really bad for real estate too. Especially like Vancouver and Toronto. Prices maybe, but I feel like New York is more cutthroat when it comes to finding a place. Oh yeah, I think so too. I definitely think California still has the benefit of that, like, slightly more laid back attitude towards handling things. Yeah, New York is definitely cutthroat when it comes to finding places and whatnot. Yeah, no doubt. Most people renting here don't go through brokers. Yeah, most people here renting always go through brokers. Like, going through a broker is kind of a necessity. So you always have to have the broker fee ready too. So yeah, overall it can be initial, like it's a big lump sum. Security deposit, brokers, rent, and then like any furniture you're buying, moving. Yeah. That blooper trio though, hey, what's up, Will? How you doing? Yeah, I've been saving this trio for a while for this board. The bigger the city, the worse it's getting. I mean, for sure. Not to say New York isn't far more expensive to live, but wages are higher as well. Yeah, it depends on where you work and what you're working on. Can't say everybody has the same experience for that. I live in Montreal. People are leaving the city? Huh, interesting. I wonder why. Hold as much cash as possible within the company. Business 101. It's the people. Yeah. West Coast New York City vibe is, yeah, it's the people difference there. The way people conduct business is a behavioral thing. You know, it's not is not just economics. You need a broker or you don't get an apartment? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, broker is a must in New York. A lot of buildings you can go through direct. You can, but that's if you know exactly what you're getting, right? I think when you're trying to lay out all your options, just using a broker is so much easier. I think it just depends where you're moving, but I feel like in most parts of New York, because of the way the management is centralized for a lot of buildings too, like a lot of buildings have their own like management company, like that's like divorced from the specific building. You need to go through brokers because they already have ties with them. It's kind of annoying. That's all. Any thoughts on Vanquish 65? No real thoughts because we haven't seen it, right? So, I mean, it looks cool. It looks like it's basically the Salvation style of implementation into a 65%, right? So that's what I would expect from it. So if you like the Salvation, I'm sure the Vanquish is going to be a similar approach. So yeah, just go from there maybe. I mean, it's too early to say anything about it though, so I wouldn't really worry too much right now. Used to live in New York City for 4 years. Was so sick of city, decided to move to a less crowded place 2 months ago. Nice. I mean, yeah, it depends where you live, honestly. So, for example, I personally don't feel that way because I don't feel like things are crowded where I live. Where I live, things feel like a lot more laid back. I live in a Hispanic majority neighborhood. People are super chill. People can be a bit loud and whatnot, like when it comes to partying and all that kind of stuff, but it's actually not like, it's not the worst thing of the world. I've definitely experienced worse. I feel like being in like the Lower East Side or like being in like Midtown somewhere where you can hear all the sirens from the nearby hospitals, like if you live like near like Langone and stuff, like the hospitals, like you can hear all the sirens and all the fire trucks and whatnot. That gets more annoying to me than like people partying upstairs on a Friday night. You know? Thoughts on Radiancy Kill? I actually don't remember what Radiancy Kill is. So if you have a link, you can feel free to link it to me and tag me just so I see it. Black Simons has some streams of testing the Vanquish 65. Oh, I haven't checked them out. I unfortunately don't watch every stream out there, so it's hard for me to keep up. I mean, what do you guys think when you saw the Vanquish 65 from Simon's stream? How about that? Because I didn't watch it, so maybe you guys have thoughts about it. Have you tried FC Holy BDZ yet? I've tried BDZ. I have not tried the other two. BDZ is fine. I have BDZ here. I have plenty of BDZ here. I don't mind BDZ. I personally have used it fine. It's worked alright. One thing I do think is I just have a lot of 205 to use. So I'm just resorting to using 205 just because I haven't had as many like issues with 205. Also, the thing with BDZ is like, let's say I applied a little less BDZ than I intended to, and like, you know, things are like starting to tick or rattle a bit. I can't reapply it easily from like the outside because it's such a messy lube. It sticks everywhere. It's very messy. For 205, that's not the case. Like I can use the syringe. I mean, I could probably use the syringe too with BDZ, but it's just like not as convenient. But BDZ is good though. BDZ is not bad. BDZ is good if you're having a hard time with 205. If using 205 is very difficult for you to get good results, then use BDZ is fine. Both are good though. I personally get fine results with 205 though. People who have tried my boards or have gotten builds from me probably know if they feel satisfied about the 205 that I've used for them, then good. But I mean, I can't tell you like how they feel about it right now, like after like a few months or whatever, but maybe I'll ask them at some point. Maybe I'll do a survey. How do you feel about your boards after I've built them since I don't know when? Be like, if they say like, oh, your builds are shit, my stabs all went to shit thanks to you, then maybe I'll reconsider. If I ever live in New York, I might have to invest in noise canceling headphones. So Ryotaro, I actually like to have my music on speakers all the time. So yeah. Well, let me see. Radiancy Kill through Keyspresso. 43 Studio. Okay. Didn't someone do a stream of this before? I think I saw it somewhere. Maybe it was just the renders I saw. There's a lot going on. Oh no, it's just a back piece and the weight. But the rest looks like a top mount? 6.5 degree incline, top mount. It looks fine. It looks fine. It looks like a normal top mount with extra aesthetic elements. So I don't see the problem with this radiance decal. Let me see. Maybe the inside could be a little hollow because of the way it's... Oh, I see, yeah. So the inside could be a little hollow because the bottom is just a flat piece and the top is this enclosure, which tends to happen with like similar boards like that. Tends to sound a bit more hollow when it's just like a top enclosure over a flat bottom piece. Customer service survey, yeah. Any specific size needle diameter? I use it's on my gear list. It's the same one that Nathan linked at one point, but it's on my gear list. Exclamation gear for the link to the needles that I use, or the syringes. Yeah. Do people ever ask you to retune stabs? It's probably too expensive for people to send sometimes, but I've had people ask me, yeah. I've people ask me to rebuild, yeah, but not out of a complaint. I've never gotten a complaint from someone saying like, you did such a shit job on stabs that I'm asking you to redo them for free or something like that. If they just ask me nicely though, like I'll occasionally just be like, oh yeah, just send it over and I'll send me over the PCB and plate and I'll just redo it and send it back. But I haven't had that happen pretty much. You know, I built like a few hundred boards and I've only had that happen like, I have had someone ask me to retune something like maybe once, twice. Thanks, appreciate it. It's my first group buy. Okay, good luck, young homie. I hope that it's something that you enjoy. I mean, it's good to check if anybody else, any other content creator has done anything on it. If they haven't, then I'm not entirely sure like how to rate it because it's renders are renders, you know, like you can't really test anything. So, but from a first look at it though, it looks like a top mount. That's just fine. I mean, the classy TKL is kind of looks like that too. Chunky, flat bottom piece, enclosure on top mount board. Yeah, so I don't see a problem with it. Classy DKL sounded okay, a little muted for the brass plate, but also because it had the foam, but it was okay. Actually, the person who got the Classy DKL, the person I built it for, they were they're pretty happy with it. So it definitely is a bit of a preferencing. Salvation will be my first time soldering with a half plate. Any tips? Just go slowly, just like any other soldering job. I think, well, the good thing about a half plate is that you can always start with the plate part first and then do the regular, the rest later. But yeah, just go slowly. Make sure all your switches are in all the way, that they're properly clipped onto the plate, and then you go from there. But it's no different from any other build. So half plate is really not complicated at all. Also, oh well, if you're doing half plate, you need PCB mount switches, by the way. Just make sure you get PCB mount switches for at least your alphas. It's fine if you use plate mount for your mods or wherever the plate is, but wherever there isn't a plate, you need PCB mount switches. Otherwise, you're not going to be building half plate with that. You'll end up with crooked switches and stuff. Yo, so how will you design a board not flat? I'm talking about a flat bottom piece. Let's see. Okay, the Vanquish looked beautiful, but sadly Simon received 2 defective PCBs. Sounded nice, but had good balance and versatility. Okay. Oh, that's good. So it does sound like it's gonna be a little bit like that Salvation Bite, where there's a bit of versatility for the builds, and it has a good amount of bounciness. Yeah. I've so far never had to not retune my staffs after some use though. 205 always moves around. I would say even if you use BDZ, it will eventually move around. It might just take a little longer. But I personally do think that it'll eventually move around. Even with BDZ. 205 definitely moves around too though. No question. I definitely do think that you do have to retouch on it after a long enough time of using. It definitely is a bit of a hit or miss. Some of my keyboards have lasted for a long time without being retuned, even though I use them a lot. And some I just had to retune them more often, or like I had to, like, you know, add a little bit more loop from like the back part using a syringe or using a brush. It's been a mixed experience, so I kind of like, it's hard to predict. Basically, what I can assure when I build a keyboard for somebody is that at least it will have a decent amount of consistency when it's built, and hope that it's a good enough job that it won't be something that they have to retune right away or touch up on, or that they feel like it's not correctly done. If it were, I do ask people to tell me if there's any issues. So, but yeah, I try to be as consistent as possible when it comes to building. Prefer regular headphones when I'm walking around the city. Helps me stay alert. Yeah. I also don't use noise canceling when I'm walking around the city because I like to be aware of my surroundings. I heard the Stellar 65 will restock. Yeah, it's an in-stock. It's an in-stock board, so it will restock when they have all the materials in again and all prepared for shipping. So probably restock within the next month, probably. I think that's what I heard. All right, let me just double check something. Do you order CRP? No, I haven't, dude. I'm probably gonna wait a little bit before I order. I don't know if my wallet's ready. I don't know if my wallet's ready either. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be one of the bigger orders because I'm ordering a lot of stuff, or at least I'm planning on ordering a lot of stuff. I am fully committed to CRP. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty hefty order. Piggy looks cool, but flat bottom piece gives me that it'll sound good. I don't know, the elephant sounded okay. Oh well, actually the elephant I built had silence in it, so that actually does not give me any confidence in what it would sound like. But I think Nathan and other people have built the elephant with other switches, and the elephant's kind of similar to that, right? It had a flat bottom, like a flat bottom piece. Put in everything in solid price and felt like I had to thin out. It's gonna get scary fast for CRP. Yeah, I feel that way too. I'm a bit nervous about whether it's a good decision or not. I mean, I personally feel like it's like money I would end up spending anyway, so it's kind of like I'm kind of feeling like I should just do it anyway. But it definitely is a lot. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of stuff. But the thing is, like, when it comes to beige, it's like I always end up using it anyway. So it's like it doesn't scare me as much because it's like at least I know it'll come to use, rather than just like it's not gonna just sit around for no reason. So I'm a bit more confident in that regard. Yeah. There's just so many options though, for sure. BRB. Let's see. All right. Huh. Where's my Oh, I might actually not need them. Never mind. Alright, let's put the stabs on. How heavy do you like your springs? Not too heavy actually. I use between, I would say my average is between 60 and 65. So I use 60, 62, 63.5, and 65 for the most part. And then I'll occasionally use lighter, like 55 or 58, but rarely. I try to stay around the 60 or 67 at most, maybe. That's my, or 68 I think is the limit. I tried 72 before, but as I was typing on it, I kind of realized that it was a bit fatiguing, so I didn't do too much with it. Yeah. Oh, do you go using cherry screw-ins? Yeah, cherry screw-ins today. I think you should be fine with the Constellation, so. I think. Yeah, I think the footprint's fine on this. Oh, actually, might need a washer for this one. Are these the retool ones? Probably, yes. Yeah. Cherry stabs are fine as long as you lube them enough. Even the clip-ins are quote-unquote retooled or whatever. They have a slightly narrowed entry point. But so in the end, it's actually kind of the same nowadays. I'm asking a bunch of keyword streamers because I might string swap some stuff for future keyword endeavors. I see. Yeah, I prefer lighter typing just in general, but that's just me though. Some people I know type like 78, 80 pretty often, and I mean, I think someone posted like a 90 or like 98 gram spring board at some point before. I'm like, how do you type on that? They're like, yeah, I kind of like it. I like not having to bottom out. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Adventure rank 9. Oh my god, Visionary, you're getting into it, huh? That's cool. I mean, I hope you're liking it though. It's okay. It can be a fun game, but I know that some people don't like the grind though. It can be definitely pretty grind heavy. Using anything above 70 grams is basically a workout. That's how I feel about it. Personally, how much difference with 2 or 3 maybe for some boba U4Ts compared to 5? 203 and 205 are pretty significantly different in viscosity. So I will say that if you're, let's see, if you've used 205 and then you use 203, 203 is gonna feel like really, really thin. But why not try it, you know? It's like if you're already willing to experiment with it, why not give it a shot? I remember seeing a typing test of Suchinally using 150 gram springs one-handed. Oh, that's funny. That was not the Gone, right? I don't remember which. I mean, he always types one-handed, so. With my boomer fingers, even 65 gram feel heavy right now. Probably sweet spot is like 60 to 62. Yeah, I think that's my sweet spot too. 60 to 65, that region for me. Yeah. I did that 180 gram Alps build. You guys remember that? I mean, for whoever was here before. You guys remember seeing that? That was painful. That was a cursed build. Cursed is pretty right. I actually, you know what's funny though? The person who commissioned it actually meant it to be that way. Like, they actually wanted it that way and they actually like it. I was like, if you like it, then great. Like, it's awesome that you like it. But how? I mean, I don't need to understand. There's no need to understand things that are beyond you. But you know, they're like, I like it. I'm like, great, amazing. I'm happy you're happy. So nothing wrong with it, I guess. But that build was indeed a bit cursed because there was a lot of work involved for me. We went through a lot of stuff for that. Had to make sure every part fit together because everything was from like different sources, and so it was a bit of a pain. But just heard people prefer 203 for tactiles. These are my first tactile switches, not counting MX Browns. I see. Give it a shot. Give it a shot, Snakes 95. I personally think that light lube for tactiles is pretty nice. It kind of preserves a bit of that sound that they tend to have when you kind of type on the stock, and at the same time they do smoothen a bit of this stroke. So, and like tactile switches just in general kind of rely on a bit of that friction for that tactile bump, and so I personally don't mind if the tactile switches aren't like silky smooth as far as the typing experience goes. Maybe for linears I care a little more, but I think for tactiles I'm a little less sensitive to it. So just give it a shot. 180 grams. Maybe they just have fingers of pure testosterone. Yeah, I don't know. Taihao Alps. Yeah, that was weird. That was a weird build, but you know, whatever. It had its entertainment value, and that's all I'll take from it. You know. Let's call it a day. I'm glad y'all remember. Alright, let's test these stabs now. I want my springs to launch my keycap off my Switch. Alright, let's try this. I'm not sure if the keycap is wobbling or the stab is. I don't hear rattle from here, so Hey, Agile One, what's up? Temptation, what's up? Hello. Left side a little less lube. It's been a hot minute since I caught the stream. What's up, Elvin? How long has it been since you caught a stream? I feel like this entry key is kind of wobbly. Let's try my own entry key. Maybe it's already old. Okay, that sounds good. It could be the clip-ins. They're screw-ins this time. No. It's just in this tab it was just the enter key. I think this enter key's I've had it for a long time. I think this is from 9009 R2. So this has been around for like 3 years now. Okay. Sounds okay to me. Sounds like JWK. But yeah, Elvin, welcome back. Thank you for stopping by. If it's been that long, I mean, it's good. It's good to see you here. Alright, let's do the rest. Hey, good night, one drunk man. Have a good one, buddy. Thanks for sticking around. Boba U4 is 62 grams. Do you think I can swap springs to 55? Yeah, of course you can. Who said you can't swap springs? You can't swap. You can just open them up and swap springs. Nothing wrong with doing that if you want them lighter. Just get some 55 gram springs. You can lube your springs if you want. We can just you can use Krytox 105, or you can use I use Victorinox tool oil, like knife oil. You can use that. It's a bit stickier, but it still works fine. Any kind of oil like that will work. Clean like oil like that. Bobas are mid-bump tactile, aren't they? 2 light springs might cause return issues. Oh, I see. Yeah, you can try them out first. You can try a couple and then see how if they have any issues, and then go with the rest. You know, don't just dunk in every spring just yet. Try a few and then try a handful, maybe pop them into a plate or something, maybe, and see if they do fine. Just scared there'll be retracting issues. D-shape from the top, I see. Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a shot. If anything, if you can't use those springs, you'll just you can just keep using the 62s, and then 55s. Maybe you can pop them in on a future build for like linears or light tactiles that are not like the Bobas. Try clipping a spring a couple millimeters down, see if the switch still returns. Interesting. Never tried that, but yeah, it is an option. Although I'm not entirely sure what the principle behind that is. By making the spring shorter, swap one with a spring from Gator and Brown, it works. I don't know what spring is in the Gator and Brown. Gator and Browns are pretty light. I think they might be, I think Gap Browns are like 55 or 60. It's either or. But if it's significantly lighter than the 62s you already have, then it's probably like 55. I just realized I forgot to test this thing right away. I think I didn't start soldering, but gonna just double check anyway. Pretty sure this is fine though, but yeah, just habits. Okay, it's detected fine. Let me put up the for y'all to see. Okay, B is up there. Layouts. Regular backspace is fine. So regular backspace, and the rest looks okay to me. Yeah, rest looks okay. Just gonna test a few. I don't think I'll have issues though, but actually, if I just test all the columns, it'll be fine. I shouldn't need to worry about the rest. There. Alright, that's good enough. Hello, Ben Caridi on TV. So you guys think that using my Gap Brown Springs is okay since I'm poor and shipping to Poland is horrifying? Yeah, why not? If you like the weight, just use those. And yeah, Joaz is right. No one says you have to spend extra money on marginally better springs. I mean, I kind of agree with that sentiment. I don't think the difference between springs is that huge. Like spring crunch is solvable by lubing them. And just in general, I don't really think there's any science behind the quality of springs that kind of says that something is better than the other. It's like just empirical. So, you know, give it a shot. If you like it, do it. If you don't, then skip. Victorinox oil. Yeah, Victorinox oil or any knife oil would work. Yep. I use Victorinox oil because it's really cheap. So I use that. Like, it looks like this. Nine Walker, hello. It looks like this. Victorinox multi-tool oil. It comes in just 3 millimeters. I forget how many. Or 10 milliliters. I don't remember, but it's quite a lot of oil in one and lasts me for a while. And you can get like super cheap. Easily available in Poland, I might add, but I feel like knife oil you could probably get anywhere, right? It's basically, it's not like they don't use knives over there. It doesn't have to be Victorinox. It can be other kinds of knife oil. Haha, ha, yeah? AEBoards, what's up? Is this Eric? What's up, dude? Ha, yeah? Alright, let's get soldering. Plastic safe is key? Yeah, plastic safe is key, indeed. You don't want to melt anything. Dissolve anything by accident. Not a lot of people use Krytox for... Krytox is expensive. Krytox is super expensive, yo. Like, that's why people don't use it, because it's expensive to use. Hell expensive to use. Krytox is... Yeah, Krytox on springs is kind of a waste of money. Some people do it though because it's what they've used, you know, they're used to doing, or they enjoy that, you know. So LSD motor oil, yeah, that works too. All right, let's get soldering really quick. What about blinker fluids? I put a couple dabs of 205 and a few drops of 105 when I back lube. Oh, yo, Nastro, what's up, dude? Wow, haven't seen you here. How you doing, man? Isn't it kind of late out there? You're up pretty, either up really early or up really late today. I like extractor fan. Make sure you're well ventilated. Yeah, I always play it safe with that because I mean I do have windows and all that, and I can definitely ventilate the room easily. It's just a hassle to go all the way out to the window and stuff, and I always keep some of it open, so it's not a problem. No cancer fume in your lungs. That's right. Yeah, safety's important. Let's see. I've talked about group buys a lot, but let's just mention a few notable ones. I know Canopus is running Cyrillic Beige and Cyrillic White and Black for GMK. Peaches and Cream Light, I believe, is still running there. Great. You can find all my affiliate links through exclamation sponsors. So you can just do exclamation sponsors, you'll find all my affiliate links. I think the AK68 Aurora for the Peaches and Cream is still running. As long as the group buy is still running, I think that one's still running for $169 US if I recall. Cankeys also has switches and other accessories, so check those out. And over on Keyspresso, as someone linked earlier, the Radiance decal is running. And they have a bunch of switches and other accessories available for those who live in Canada. But you can always order from from anywhere in North America, and they also ship to your location. So I wouldn't be too afraid from ordering from Keyspresso. Keyspresso's link is down on the panel, down on the lower right of my Twitch page. You can get a discount for any orders made through Keyspresso, and you always provide a small kickback from your order as well. So just check those out. Hugo is pretty kind to provide a link with a discount. Alright. Let's see. They're just burned flux flames? Yeah. My own concern with soldering too in a windowless room too. I think I'd rather not invest in soldering iron, smoke absorber, etc. Yeah, no worries, Eric. I mean, if anything, I'm talking to Eric Wong, but yeah, Eric, if you have anything like you need built, just let me know. It's fine. I do realize that spending on build services is an expense though. It's not a small expense for sure. So definitely piles up pretty quickly, but you know. Nothing's free, right? So great name. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. I believe is going to be novel keys, where we currently have MK65 V2 in aluminum. I believe they're still available. There's GMK Parcel, GMK Zooted, and PVT purple, blue, and white available. There's also GMK Handerbite Round 2 now available in Nectarbite if you're looking for the alternate edition of Handerbite. That's also live now on Novel Keys, the GOAT. If you're into Handerbite, your favorite key set is running now again for a second round, so check them out. And then you can get any discounts for any in-stock items, desk pads, switches, lube, blah 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 blah, stabs, you name it, plushies. If you use a promo code THUNDER on checkout, you can get 5% off your order. So that's for anything on Novel Keys that's in stock. Even extra sales count. But for those, I think speed is of the essence, so I recommend not necessarily having to do that. Yeah. Alright, next up we have Omnitype, where we have S.A. Ramsey's GMK Dual Shot Round 2. Comes in a normal Latin base and the Katakana Sub-Legend version. And then we also have a bunch of desk pads available in stock, as well as other accessories over at omnitype.com/lightning. Please do access the page through that link, and you'll provide a small kickback for any orders that you do. Next up, we have Prime Keyboards. They supply my favorite stabilizers, as well as other accessories. They provide switches as well, Cobalt Palms, Alpacas, which if they're not in stock, they'll be in restock again soon. They're always working on getting more to the store. Desk Keys films, I believe those are coming soon too again. And they also sell lube and springs and other kinds of cool little trinkets and accessories for your switch modding purposes, as well as decorative purposes. But yeah, check out Prime Keyboards, primekb.com/lightning for that. Y'all into dual shot, huh? Yeah, it's too bad I'm not getting a dual shot because of that backspace and the caps. Just it's enough to trigger me that I'm not gonna get dual shot. Too bad. Also, CRP is expensive, so you need to save money anyway. Next up, we have Project Keyboard. No particular items at the moment for group buy, but I believe they have apparel and some switches available, like lavender switches and so on. So just check out with what they have, and they also normally have pre-order items. So for any group buys that you might have missed in the past for GMK sets and so on, you can pay a higher but pre-order price to get it in, like basically
an insured order like by the time the group buy ships. So if you don't want to go through the whole extras thing and whatnot, that's probably the way. I mean, the extras will probably be the same price anyway, so if you want to avoid that line, you know, you might as well just get some of the pre-order stuff if available. GMK too expensive for me at the moment. Yeah. Do you get the KBD 8X? I've built like 5 or 6 KBD 8Xs, but I don't have one myself. No. What about it? Alright. Next up we have Salvin.com. Salvin. You can get Salvin apparel. You can get Wilbitech PCBs over there. The Weird Flex Edition, the Graphite PCBs. You can also get AEBoards red linears if they're still available. I'm not sure if they're in stock anymore, but if they are, they sell red switches, red linears. AEBoard switches, they've done the navies and the reds. Do you like R5 keys, Diego? Yes, I do. I love R5. I personally am a big fan of R5. I want every GMK set to run with R5 if possible. That would be great. That would be amazing if every set ran with R5. We have the compatibility for R5, so I feel like we should just do it. It's lovely. It looks great too. Anyway. Then finally we have space cables where you can find GMK Deep Well. You can find all kinds of cable collaborations. Stellar 65 and Stellar 12, which are the stacked acrylic keyboard and macro pad from Clavier and Space. They're going to be in stock again sometime later in the month. They're currently working on a restock. But the first in-stock sale was a success, and they sincerely appreciate your patronage and support. There's also some desk pads available on Space Cables or spaceholdings.net for the website, and XHC BDZ, if not in stock, will be coming again soon. And I think that should cover all of the sponsors. Alright. Was just wondering, just asking a question. Oh. Do you think I was throwing an attitude? I mean, it's fine. I mean, I'm asking you, what's the question? I don't have the keyboard, but I have built it for a few people, yeah. And why do you like R5 so much? I've never tried it because it looks better. It looks really nice. It looks, the cherry profile looks actually like a proper profile with a full curve, like with a full sculpted keycap profile. It's like asking yourself, why do you like SA profile instead of DSA? And the reason people like it is because SA is this like cool sculpted profile, right? With big spherical tops and like big legends and whatnot. Well, I like cherry profile in general, but R5 really completes that keycap profile shape. So, in my opinion, I think every set should have R5 because it's the way it was always done for a long time. And then the reason we didn't have R5 before was because we just didn't have the compatibility for 6.25U layouts. So we didn't have the 1.25U layout keys, right? We didn't have those in R5 before. But now we do. We've had them for a while now. We've had them since GMK Carbon Round 2 ran. So basically now every set could have R5, but it's up to the designers to support it or not. It is slightly more expensive to purchase sets with R5 because GMK will quote it slightly higher, but in my opinion it's totally worth it. That's just my opinion though. So, you know, some people disagree. Some people think that they don't like R5 because they apparently think that it digs into their fingers, which in my opinion is you just need to raise your wrist slightly more for your typing posture. It's probably because your thumbs are leaning like this forward, that the edge of the keycap is digging into your fingers. So, but I mean, again, it depends on everyone has that different taste for that stuff. Can you explain R5? Just a different style from R4? Yeah, sure, I'll explain R5 in just a second. Give me like a couple of minutes, I'll explain R5. Alright, let me see. R5.
let's explain R5. Okay, let me bring some keycaps. Alright. Let me explain R5. So here's R5. Oh, here's R4. So this side profile here, ignore this switch here, right? Maybe I'll just move this switch over here, maybe. So this right here, okay, this is row 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, okay? So you can see how it ends at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4. So this is row 4 bottom row. You can see how you can follow the sculpted profile here, and then it abruptly steps back down and it goes back up, right? For row 5, that's different. This is how row 5 will look. Let me just switch out keycaps. Show you. And this is row 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now you can see that the row 5 actually completes that full sculpted curve, right? So again, let's compare. That's row 4. That's row 5. Row 4. Row 5. Did I miss a stream? No, I'm explaining something in the middle of things. But can you guys see? Row 4. Row 5. Needs row 0. I don't like row 0s. I've tried row 0 from GMK Carbon Round 2. As well as from GMK TA90, and I didn't like it. Row 0 kind of reminds me of OEM profile, which makes it really tall. So I actually am an advocate of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Row 0 is not something I like much, but yeah. But yeah, that's the idea. All right. Definitely more beautiful aesthetically. Yeah, that's how I think about it. It's beautiful, and for me, typing-wise, just like Jeff Leopard said, it makes 0 difference for typing. Comfort-wise, it makes no difference for me. I just prefer row 5 for aesthetics. It just looks way better for me. GMK Carbon Round 2 Geekhack thread shows row 0 and it's like a mountain. Yep, that's how I feel about row 0. I've tried it too. Like, I've legitimately tried row 0 for a while, and it just felt a bit too tall for my preference. And too slanted. It's actually slanted forward. Like, it's slanted towards you. I actually didn't like that at all. Yeah. Anyway. Let's put this ring on. O-ring. And let's test this PCB first. Alright, cool. Everything works. Nice. Alright, let's now put it into the case. So for O-ring mount, you just pop it in. Make sure the USB port is in place. Nice and flexy because of the rubber O-ring that's sitting in on top of these pillars on the bottom case. Hey, Hammy Ham, how are you? And we just put the top piece. Oh. Alright. Honker, hello. O-ring. Good, Hammy Ham. I'm doing alright. Well, I was explaining earlier at the very beginning of stream that I had a bit of a rougher week, but I'm doing okay though, personally. I don't know how much of this board I can handle from the back. It's a very nice board. I personally really like the aesthetic of the back is like the weight and stuff is very nice. This weekend for me was crazy too. I see. Well, I hope it's winding down now. It's the end of the weekend now, so. Alrighty. There is the board all built up. Alpacas. Quite flexy actually. So I can already feel that it's quite flexible. What keycaps are we putting on this, my friends? Do we know? We haven't decided, so we can make a little poll. Let me actually bring up the list of sets though. Pretty anodizing. The anodizing's impeccable on the Constellation. All of the Constellations that I've handled have had really good anodizing. I'm very pleased with how they've come out. Moto. Moto. Modern Dolch, huh? I haven't put Modern Dolch on the board for a while now. I do have Modern Dolch though, actually. So that's an option. Give me 1 second though. Huh. Let me just type out the options for the key sets. Give me 1 sec. So I have. You'll need to give me a couple minutes actually. So hold up. All right, let's see. Hey, Modern Dolch, GZ Prime, my man. Let's see. Key sets. Okay, all right. Let's compare. So I have. I'm gonna write down what I have. Let's see. Wob, Triumph, Healer. GMK ASCII could match? No, yeah, GMK ASCII could go well with pretty much any gray or silver board. That's like a fact. Give me 1 second though, guys. I'm like trying to like organize some stuff here. We've done a lot of, we've done Bingsu and ASCII, for example, before. We might want to try something that we haven't tried before, because why not, right? Give me, let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, interesting. Red alert. ECS red alert. Is that it? Alright, let's give this a shot. Sets. Alright. Boom. Oh, I didn't put ASCII on Bingsu on there, but that's an option too, I guess. Hyperfuse. I do have Hyperfuse. Yeah, sure. I can put some of those options too, though. I technically have DSA. I have DSA Skull Squadron also, which is an interesting set. You can assume the rest are GMK. But yeah, Bingsu, ASCII. Yeah, Hyperfuse. Although I need to take those off of other boards, so I'm kind of like lazy to do that. Let me look at options here. Moto, ASCII, Hyperfuse. People have suggested some of those. Oh my god, okay. I'm gonna do a straw poll here. Straw poll. Let's see, key set options. So I'm gonna do modern, Dolch, ASCII, Hyperfuse, CRP Hebrew, VOC. There's so many options. OG Dolch is an option, yeah, OG Dolch. I don't have DSA Dolch. I don't have regular DSA Dolch. Oblivion, yeah, sure, Oblivion is an option. I need to take it off from my Ogre. I don't have Oliveri or Blue Alert though, Druas. It's unfortunate. Deep Space, I have to take it off from another board, but I do have it, technically. Oh my god, there's too many options here. I'm just gonna write them all down because I'm too lazy. Skull Squadron. Chocolatier. Basically, y'all are naming every single set. KA 2017, that's an interesting set. So KA 2017 is basically pink / Valentine. It's like pink and white. And burgundy. Okay, I literally listed every one of them that you guys have suggested, so I'm gonna let you guys pick. I'm not even gonna bother. Chat's very divided. It's extremely divided. Alright, here you go. There are your options. Literally everything's on there, so you can pick multiple of them if you want, but I don't think you can re-vote, so yeah. Take your picks. Ready for this tie to happen? You forgot Carbon? I did forget Carbon. Shit. Carbon's a good option. Fuck. Carbon's a great option too, though. I could veto and just play Carbon, because Carbon's like a nice set. Carbon's a great set on gray too. Ah, shit. Do we just do this vote again? Do we redo? Do we redo this? Oh, so many to write down though. Bro. It's so annoying. How about this? I'll do a revote and I'm gonna add carbon to the final 5. So top 4 are gonna pass and then I'm gonna do carbon and then y'all are gonna vote again one more time. That way I can impose my executive order. Vote all? Just veto on carbon? I don't know. I mean, Modern Dolch could look really good, so I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it for now. Oh, so I do want to, in the meantime, while you guys are doing this, I'm gonna, I mean, I'll give it like a minute, but I've basically drawn a calendar of streams that I've done. So basically this calendar has, like, I basically mapped out all the different dates that I've streamed this year in 2021. So like, you know, I've streamed these days. And so I was talking to some people about streaming a lot more so that I can apply for partner again, because the last time I applied for partner, I actually got declined because I didn't stream enough times. The statistics were fine, but I just didn't stream enough times, basically. So I've been debating whether I wanted to push this time around and stream more. So I've kind of mapped out the number of streams I want to do this month. So you can expect me to stream like quite a few more times this month. So yeah, June, July, I'm not sure yet. I normally plan things out at the beginning of the month. So yeah. So yeah, I've been planning things out. So basically right now I technically already have enough streams to apply. So I actually could apply today and then just stream consistently in order to keep my monthly average at 12 or more. So that's kind of like the plan right now. So that way, if they take a few weeks to respond, then I'll have the average already done, right? I'll have the average number of streams necessary for partner, and then I'll keep basically replenishing that number as we go. So that's kind of the plan that that I'm trying to do here. Oh my God, 9 Walker, what? You don't have to do that. Gotta pad the sub count. No, you don't have to do that. It's okay. 9 Walker, thanks for the 10 gifted tier 1 subs. Oh my God, 100 gift us. Poggers, indeed poggers. All right, so I'm gonna look at the poll now. Let's take a look at the poll. Results. Okay, Modern Dolch, Burgundy, ASCII, and CRP Hebrew. I say I'll take top 4, so... We did Hebrew before though, so I'm actually gonna veto Hebrew. It was pretty recent, so I'm actually gonna veto that one. Screw the poll, carbon? Carbon it is. Alright, carbon it is. Alright. Yeah, screw the poll. Modern Dolch could look good though, so I don't know. Too bad. All right, so yeah, so that's the plan, my friends. I'm gonna try to push, and you can expect me to have content. So I'll have personal builds, client builds, other things, fun stuff. Let me go find my carbon set. Skull Squadron got 4 votes. I'm pretty happy. Yeah, I'm happy about that too. It's an underrated set. People don't even know the set, I think. All right, let me see. Here's my carbon set. Do we do look GMK carbon or the T's though? A lot of Moto fans I see. Maybe this is how maybe this is how I get canceled. I tease y'all, put some moto in here. Do we do half moto and half carbon? I'm just kidding. Do you have a usual schedule? Sultan of Sleep, I don't actually. That's been my main problem, but that's also because of my... Part of it is due to my laziness, and part of it is also due to my my volatility in my schedule. My regulars, I just didn't have a regular schedule for a long time. So it was always difficult for me to schedule on a regular basis with like a specific fixed time. That was very, very difficult for me to do. Yeah, so I don't have a regular schedule, unfortunately, but I normally tend to stream on evenings. So you'll see me around this time normally, or a little earlier sometimes. If it's a weekend, I can sometimes stream earlier, but on normal days, I'll probably stream like half moto, half carbon. That'll be fun. That works out well for me, at least. Yeah. Mix. We can pull moto versus carbon. Okay, sure. Just do moto versus carbon. Why not? But I mean, carbon looks great on gray though. It's a little warmer set, so you could basically consider moto to be the cooler set, like cool as in like cold in temperature, and then carbon is gonna be a little like warmer. So you can see like the color differences here. Yeah. For example. It's a nice set though. Hey Brandon, what's up? How you doing? 50-50 poll. Alright, there's a poll up in chat, so check chat. Or chat's right here, I guess. Chat over here. OG GMK trade something I'll never experience. Yeah. I think people are gonna lean towards moto because that's what they know more. I think carbon's kind of an old set that people don't really care for carbon as much anymore. Carbon used to be the cool set for a while. You guys know that? Carbon was the first GMK set to hit really high numbers for a group buy. And by high numbers, I mean like like many hundreds. Now we have many thousands. But back then it was many hundreds. It was like blasting through MOQs. I see. Alright. Carbon it is because this is my preference. Ultimately, I get to choose. Thank you, chat, for choosing the same number of votes for both. Or half and half, let's go. Oh my god. Should we do that? Abomination. Do we do half and half though? Wait. I want carbon to be the better half, which is on the right, I think. Do we do this? Do we do half and half? Let's try half and half. Let's push for this monstrosity. Let's see. Drew has predicted it. Drew has time to buy some scratchers. Time to... Oh wait. The better half should have the novelty cap. So I'm gonna put the enter novelty. Carbon Alpha's Moto mods, but that's basically like not really. That's basically still like Carbon, by the way, because Carbon has orange mods, but like it's not like that noticeable. Yeah. Let me see. I think this is the right half. Actually, wait. Yeah. And then, because the Y technically is part of this right half. Alright, that's where that half ends.
No accent arrows because 65% when you have an accent enter, it doesn't look great with accent arrows actually. I personally don't like putting, if I put an accent enter, I don't like putting accent arrows because it's basically like a whole weird section of caps there. And then we have page up, page down, and oh, we could put a carbon artisan on one side. The problem is who takes the space bar position? Oof. You sure B is left half? Wait, B is left half. B is left half on normal touch typing, right? Or wait, is it not? I think B is left half on normal touch typing. B is either? Pull for spacebar. Alright, you can do a pull for spacebar while I'm putting these caps on. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at this amazing. Look at this amazing board. A true monstrosity here. Born out of people's desire for chaos. We have a barred F and a scooped J to make it even better. She's a beaut. Yeah, so we are doing half and half today. Is R4 CRP group by only through drop? No, there's also and Brandon, there's also Syrup Labs through in Canada. Canada is doing Canada has Syrup Labs, and they'll also be shipping to North America. So I think you're good there. Tab. Which spacebar? Let's go. What is this monstrosity? Yeah, truly, what is this monstrosity? Who takes the space bar? Just break the space bar in half. I'm just kidding. Why are we doing this? Alright. Why are we doing this is probably the right answer, but this is fun. Red spacebar? I don't have any red spacebars. I guess red spacebar would be like Jamon, maybe? Jamon has a red spacebar. Burgundy has a red spacebar too. Artisan spacebar? I don't have artisan spacebars. I don't really like artisan spacebars because they kind of change the sound a little and the feel. Kind of makes me, I don't really like it. Looks like Moto is gonna win. So this is what Moto is gonna look like, by the way. Cut them in half each. Yeah. Look at this beauty. Cut them in half. Y'all are savage. Y'all just want me to ruin all my sets. Alright, we're picking artisans now. So for the carbon side, I have a few options. For the carbon side, this is a good option. It's a Moose by Binge or Hungerworks Studio now. For the Moto side, there's a few gray options. What have I come back to? You have come back to art. Just pick something that is so far from Moto and Carbon. Or maybe we just mix them, two sides. Let's see. Maybe I'll do this for Carbon side, or do I put it on here so it triggers people? This is freedom of expression. Swap sides. Okay, yeah, swap sides. So we put the Carbon Artisan here, and then we put this Carbon Artisan is kind of nice too, though. Actually, this is fine. That's fine. And then for moto, I think we can put the OCD trigger warning. Yeah, that's too bad. This is how I get canceled today. We can use the Cosmo probably. All right. I'm definitely not gonna put my photos up like this. When I take pictures, I'm taking pictures this way, and then I'm gonna like keep them around, but I'm not gonna put those up to like Insta. It's gonna be chaos. People are gonna unfollow me. No. People are gonna hate so hard. Oh my god. This is how I get canceled. This is how I get canceled. Is that Moto on the left? Yeah, Moto's on the left. Dude, any publicity is good publicity. Yeah, all right, fine. We'll do it. We'll do it. I'll do it. I have courage. I will do it for the people. Look, people will love this. They'll be like, "Wow, what sets are those? Amazing! You're such an artiste." Yeah, this is what Keyset Crimes should have been. Keyset Crimes right here. This is a true Keyset crime. Alright, let's open up typing tests for this. Okay, let's open up monkey type. Ooh, it's a little small. My most liked IG photo was a mashup of beige and white sets. Oh, I see. Alright, yeah, time to hydrate for sure though. I haven't drunk water in a bit. GMK 2020 elections. Christmas tree slip line though actually had some balance to it because it was like red and green and it was the season. But this is, I don't know, this is whack. It could be worse though. I mean, I put hander by it often, so. Alright. I feel conflicted. Okay, let's see. All right, let's do this. Handerbite and Greg next. Oh, once Greg ship, when Greg ships, oh boy, that's gonna be fun. All right, here we go. So this is alpacas on a palm plate. So let's go. No.
I got distracted. I got distracted by chat for a second. Alright, let's... Indeed sounds like a mechanical keyboard. It does. It does. Let's try again. Alright. Ah! Too many mistakes. Keep messing so you can hear more backspace. Okay. Is the E key chattering? Is it? Nah, that's probably me. That's probably me just big thumbing or like, you know, like butterfingering the keys there. Yeah. What's your personal best? My personal best is 138. Be one with the keyboard. Alright. Do you know the thickness of your TX films? Should be a regular one, so 0.15. Alright, here are the mods, by the way. Let's listen to the mods. What it is. That's all. Alright. And maybe I'll just show it up close now. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know if you have any thoughts in chat. And then here's what the board looks like. Up close. front. Here's the side. That Cosmo is super huge. I know. There's the back. The other side. This or iron, in your opinion, typing sound or feel wise, I think hands down for both, I prefer the Constellation. I actually prefer the look of the Constellation better than the iron personally. I actually don't like the look of the iron so much because it's too angular. Like the angles are very, very sharp. I actually don't like it as much. It's a bit too square for me. I really like the Constellation look, personally. I really like this weight and the way the accents show up here. I think it looks so clean. Yeah, I think the Constellation is a superb board. It's very heavy. I do wish it had 7U layout support, but this is okay. 6.25U for 65% is actually pretty nice too. But yeah. Sandblasted brass is the best. Oh yeah, I agree. Stainless steel is great too, but yeah, sandblasted brass has huge appeal. It looks great. Yeah. Yep. Let me go back and see. One half SA and the other DCS. Colors are affecting your typing. Chat 1, Diego 0. You know, this actually doesn't look that bad. the gray and the carbon side. Actually, carbon looks... I really like carbon's colors though on gray. It looks really nice. But yeah. Let's see. Let's see what I do now. So I was bringing up the schedule earlier. So I have a few boards that I'm going to be building this month, most likely. I know I'm going to be building the Keycaps 265 at one point. I'm going to be building an Alpacas TKL. And then for the I'm definitely building a Monster Gear K80. I'm probably going to build my Toma. And then for other boards, I'm going to see. It kind of depends on my... on what I end up like when I end up getting some stuff and like lubing all the switches and all that kind of stuff, because some clients do request me to lube stuff, some clients don't, so things get shuffled around pretty actively. Maybe we'll do a whale build at some point this month. If not this month, maybe next, and then maybe we'll see another unicorn this month, but I'm not sure. Quite a lot of boards though. A lot of boards. Obsidian, thanks for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs. You're building NK65 along with an 8X? Pog! Thank you so much, Obsidian. I love you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. But yeah. I definitely know that the Keycaps 265 will be built this month. Why? Because I already have the switches lubed. It's just a matter of me getting to it. One day I'll be as rich as Nine Walker, please. Please. Anyway, any of y'all have any requests, final requests, before I conclude the stream? If you do, let me know. Could I see the sides? Yeah, sure. My final request is that you have a great night. Oh, that's so nice of you. Guys, you don't have to do this. Fuego, thank you so much for giving 6 tier 1 subs. Oh my goodness. This is very progress and this is very nice of you guys, but I feel bad. You're not obligated. Oh, this is so kind of you. Thank you so much, Fuego. This is the side. Avo? No, it was not Avo. It was Alivnol. This is what the side looks like. The back. And the bottom. Is there any particular angle that you're looking for? Yeah. So the bottom piece kind of, it doesn't close fully flat. It's actually slightly, there's a bit of a ledge here, but it looks very clean. I really like the Constellation side profile. It's really clean. I actually think these big bump-ons fit the Constellation really well, especially like with the big weight here. I think it looks really nice. Yeah, I don't mind these long bump-ons. Should have won Meg Madness, but alas. yeah, you know that I got disqualified. But yeah. Yeah, no, Constellation's a great board. Can I get a color comparison? Oh, didn't know if you did earlier. No, I didn't. Sure, I'll do that. Where did I put the Salvation? I'm suddenly like phasing out. Hold up, I'll be right back. You're gonna need a vault for all my keyboards soon. When you lose your salvation, no, it's not lost. I'll be right back. Alright, here is the Salvation. Dio has too many keyboards. No, the thing is, I organize them in cases and sleeves because I don't have shelf space. So what I do is, I normally have them categorized, but I recently realized I not misplaced, but like, basically like swapped some of the cases, and so I got confused for a second. Yeah. So here's the silver for the Salvation. So this is like a pretty decently like different gray. So here's the gray of the Constellation. Here's the silver. This is lightning silver of the Salvation. So yeah, looks pretty different, right? Yeah. Bump on sides are different too. That's a very different gray for sure. Yeah, I mean this is silver for sure. Like the Salvation's definitely silver. It's like a, yeah, it's definitely silver. Indubitably a silver. So Anno looks really good on both. Oh yeah, the Anno on both is excellent. Very nice. Salvation is more like a battleship gray if you want to call it gray. Yeah, I think that's kind of accurate. Definitely more of a different aesthetic. Like here's the top side comparison. Like you can see it through the like the shade on the bezels too. So gives you an idea. Gives you a rough idea of what it looks like. But yeah. Is that good? Does that help? So the business gray I think is gonna be more like this Constellation over here. Yeah, I would say the business gray is gonna be. Xerox is cool. I think it kind of looks off with the silver. So the thing is, I personally don't like. I actually don't necessarily need to have matching sets. I think silver looks good with any warmer sets, so that's why I put Xerox on it. But I could put something different for sure. I think the Xerox is a bit busy with all the sub legends, so that's probably why. It might feel a little off with this like warmer color too. Yeah. Anyway, do you have 2551 HAD? I do have 2551 HAD. I actually have the original cherry set too, which is ABS, not PBT. All right. Let's see if let's see who's streaming at this hour. OG vintage bloggers. It's actually not that. It's not as hard to find than you think it is, but it definitely is. The community has grown so much that I feel like a lot of stuff has gotten kind of buried now. Yeah. Let's see. Kimchi Jody Boy is indeed streaming. Katana is streaming too. If you're into, he's doing. He builds. I mean, he does streams in Spanish, but he also speaks very good English. So he basically is bilingual, fully fluent bilingual. So there's that. If you're into keyboard group by news, there's Mech Merlin right now. Kimchi Jody Boy is doing a 60 prototype, midway 60 prototype build. Oh, he's early in his stream, so we might catch him at a good time. So yeah, maybe we can go raid Kimchi Jody Boy. It has been a while since we've raided him too, so. Jordan, oh yeah, Jordan's also streaming, but Jordan's playing games, right? I think he's playing No Man's Sky. Yeah, so if you guys want to watch games, you can do that. I don't mind either way. Keyboards or games, or keyboard news. Yeah, let's just raid keyboard people. So let's Kimchi Jody Boy. Hope it only gets better from here. Yeah, thank you so much. Y'all are so kind. Thank you so much. I definitely will be streaming a lot more often. So let me just give you an idea. So I'll be streaming at least once between this Tuesday and Thursday, and then I'll be streaming once either on Friday or Saturday, and then another time between Sunday through Tuesday, and then so on and so forth. So I'll be streaming like twice a week ish, because I already have a bit past the 3 times a week mark. So yeah, thank you for all the support though. I would love to do build streams, but I'm deaf. Who would watch me build? Oh, it's not. I think anyone would watch you build. builds are not just builds are for everyone. They're fun. As long as you can work with your hands, it's a fun time. Give it a go, Fun Pack. You should try it out. Keyboard streams are like crack. Oh yeah, it gets really addicting. I can attest to it too. It gets pretty addicting. It's fun though. It's fun to build stuff. It's fun to do with your hand. It's fun to work with your hands, and it's enjoyable to interact with people out there who are interested in the same things that you are interested in. So I think you should give it a shot if you've wanted to try it before, at some point. Yeah. Anyway, my friends, thank you so much. I'll see you guys on the next one, probably on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. One of those days I'll be streaming, and then I'll see you guys then. But take care and have a good night. Let's go. Thank you.